Hello there guys and welcome to the review after Raw. I am back and Saul is obviously back with me. We missed last week. I was ill. It's all my fault. It
is his fault. This is true.
I've been ill for the past week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm not 100%, but I'm well enough that I can record and do review. So content's coming back. I will be back doing that, but that's enough of that. We're not here for this. What we are here for, though, is the final Raw of the year, because next week, straight away, we're already getting told it's the best of Raw next week.
Yeah.
So
well, I don't think we're going to do a review of that, are we?
I think I'll still watch it, obviously, because, well, I'll watch
Yeah.
it. But there will not be a review, because it's quite literally, well, it's just, what, recap of stuff that happened this year, isn't it?
Yeah, and to say that the best of Raw is still not that great for this year, is it?
If you could just give me the Austin Theory Seth Rollins match the whole night, I'm fine with that. That's cool. So, what we already know from Twitter and from Saul, thank you for this, was we have scheduled Bayley versus Becky. We also have Street Profits versus Judgment Day. And Dexter Lumis versus The Miz in a winner takes all match, double or nothing.
Yep. For the money that
yes,
Dexter won.
So we start off with Paul Heyman. This was a nice change, actually.
Yeah, it got me excited at the start because I was thinking, oh, as soon as he appeared, is Roman here?
And lo and behold, he is.
He appears.
Because literally, it says Paul Heyman starts, question mark. Next one, Roman's here, question mark. He's saying that Raw is the home of KO and that basically, this is Roman talking, it's not the home of KO, and the entire Raw locker room needs to take on the Bloodline. And he's like, because the juice we have is too damn good. And that he basically wants to torture KO.
Yeah, he also said that John Cena won't be enough to help KO.
So SmackDown this week, obviously, with it being not this week, sorry, next Friday is the thingy. Do we reckon John Cena and Kevin's going to win? Any prediction out the doors?
Oh, I don't know. It's a tough one. Cena come back to lose. I could see Sammy possibly being pinned in that match.
Yeah. Also, just let you know, since I'm not fully there, I will mute in and out, and I will be coughing and having a drink here and there. So you'll have to bear with me. I apologise, but I'm fighting through it. And we kick off basically with a kind of vlog backstage, and I tell you something. I don't know what it is, but I love this angle. I love this. And yeah, basically like a holiday, and he's just tearing apart the Raw locker room. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
And they are in, I can't pronounce the first name, but Iowa, which we all know is the place.
Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines, Iowa. And for you the guys that don't know, Seth Rollins is from Iowa.
Yep. So homecoming for him.
Yes. So our first match of the night is the Street Profits versus Judgment Day.
Yep.
And my prediction here was the Street Profits.
I went for Judgment Day.
Ooh, split decision already. Now, before we get in to this match, one thing I will say, it's damn good seeing Montez Ford back on TV.
Yeah, him and
Angelo.
Dawkins.
Both of them are amazing. I'll tell you something, these two have genuinely got solo stars written all over them. I think Montez Ford for me more personally, but Andrew Dawkins could still be a very good mid-card title winner and even a main event title at some point. They are both really good, but I just think for me, Montez Ford is just a bit more star power, just something about him.
Because they were teasing a breakup between them, weren't they, earlier in the year, but nothing really ever happened with her.
No, I reckon Angelo Dawkins turns on Montez, and you've got yourself a Shawn Michaels kind of style.
Yeah.
He'll turn. Because you'd think it'd be Montez that would turn. And I think Dawkins being the one that turns is the big, oh shit. And yeah, Montez be the face, because I think Montez can pull both heel and face off. But
Yeah.
I think you put Montez as a face. I think that's the direction you go with him. Now, actually, one other thing I will say here is, speaking of the Bobby Lashley thing, Bobby Lashley's been fired, right?
Yes.
We won't talk about the Mandy Rose stuff too much. But if Bobby Lashley was really fired, and for people who don't think kayfabe is a thing, they did their best to literally make sure Mandy Rose was not in any segment of NXT. From when Roxanne beat Mandy for the title, they made sure Mandy Rose was not there. Bobby Lashley got front and center promo package of how he destroyed the officials. So if you don't believe he's been fired kayfabe, it's because he's not been fired.
No,
Clearly, he's not been fired.
There was a tweet by Adam Pearce sometime midweek last week that he explained the situation and said that he spoke to too soon, and Bobby wasn't fired but was like suspended or something like that for the time being.
And a bit further on, which we'll go into when the segment comes, Adam Pearce basically backs it up, doesn't he? So, yeah, Street Profits are out. And I said, Judgment Day time, I wish, because we got an ad break.
Yes, yeah, we got a plethora of ad breaks.
I tell you something, I think there's 2 ad breaks in this that really peed me off. Like, I don't, obviously, when I'm watching, it's 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'm watching, I'm going to get ads. I know I'm going to get ads. But the placement of these ads tonight were shockingly awful.
Yeah.
2 of them especially.
They put them in some of the worst places imaginable. If you're going to do an ad break, try. I know you can't always do it then, but between matches, if possible, or even between entrances, not in the middle of a match and then coming back to something completely different, which is what we got a couple of times.
So we find out also that it's Priest and Finn because Dominic is not in wrestling gear, basically.
Yeah, he's got his black sunglasses on.
Yes, he's hungover, basically. It's not, he's got anything in his eyes, he's hungover.
For those of us that watched Raw last week and weren't pretending to be ill.
I watched Raw, I just couldn't do the review.
Yeah. We saw he got the poison mist, didn't he, last week? And I remember writing in my notes for last week. I was surprised that Rhea seemed genuinely concerned about him after he got the poison mist.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's nice to have Rhea actually genuinely concerned and whatnot, and that for the simple case of it adds a bit of a thing to a character because she couldn't care, and we know she couldn't care, but for the team that she's on, she clearly does care about the people around her.
Yeah.
You know, and doesn't care for anybody else. She's got her circle and she's fine with her circle. She don't want nobody else. You know. But yeah, so we start off with Priest and Finn, and who was it started? It was Montez Ford and
Priest to start, I think.
The first thing I've got here is Montez Ford reverses something to Priest, and he just goes, "Ha ha!" And I just thought it was really funny. I was just cracking up because he just laughed in his face. He's like, "Ha ha!" I'm like, yeah. I just put Montez is so good.
Yeah, he did a really good leap over Priest.
Oh, beautiful, by the way, because he jumps up and he gets high, and then he just goes into the thing where he just rolls over from it, and it was just smooth. The next thing, the shots from Montez Ford, just going ham, backhand, front put. It was a.
He was laying them in.
Joe, what thing is that he looked like it hurt as well because he's big and muscular. He might just hit you slightly, and that's it. You broke your arm. The thing is, it looked painful for starters, but at the same time, Montez Ford is that fired up, and the crowd were into him as hell. And Joe, what we're gonna start doing, and it's not gonna be this episode, but obviously me and you spoke about it. Come January the 1st, the first Raw of 2023. The reviews will no longer be on this channel. They will be on the SNR Reviews channel. And we're gonna, I think we'll try this. We're gonna give the crowd a rating out of 5. Because the crowd here, apart from one match, I'd say, were okay. They were decent, weren't they? But for one match, they were shocking. I mean, I think what doesn't help is the storyline in said certain match
Yep,
because it's
the
pants.
storyline all along has been pants,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
And if you can guess what it is at this point, brilliant because yeah,
People who've watched will probably be able to guess because
yeah.
we've not been impressed with this storyline for about a month and a half now, have we?
Completely off topic. It's just popped into my head. I now hate Raid Shadow Legends, and I don't
Okay,
know if
I
Saul
don't know where that's come from.
Right. Because Ronda Rousey is now part of Raid Shadow Legends. You can get
Oh,
yourself a
God.
legendary 5-star Ronda Rousey, and it makes me want to punch my computer.
Oh dear.
So Raid Shadow Legends, you've just lost a loyal player. You should
Mhm.
put that useless sack of crap in there.
Could have
Like I
put.
said.
It could have been worse. Could have put Omos in.
You know what? I think I'd prefer Omos because he actually looks
You'd
like
have-
he could battle some of these monsters.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Ronda Rousey. I mean, in all fairness, the graphic for Ronda Rousey in Raid actually looks really good.
Mhm.
Like, fair play. But I would actually I'd much prefer Omos because you can make him look like a beast. He's 7 foot summit. He should be fighting monsters. You know?
Yeah, I suppose he'd do a better job, wouldn't he? Give him a giant axe or a sword
Exactly,
or something.
right? Literally, David versus Goliath. He's David. No, he's Goliath, wrong one.
Goliath.
He's Goliath. But it works for him. But, so yeah, it's just because I looked down and I just reminded myself of Raid Shadow Legends. Anyway,
Yeah.
it also gets promoted in Raw. That's why.
Mhm.
But yeah, as soon as we get the flow shots from Montez Ford, we go backstage straight away.
Yeah.
And it's another vlog, and I love this.
The Bloodline this time they were beating on Elias and is it Andre Chase from
Andre
NXT?
Chase because from NXT because he's appearing on main event.
Mhm.
And no, it was Mustafa Ali.
Oh, I thought Mustafa Ali was right at the start before this match began as well. I've got that.
No,
in my notes.
it was Mustafa Ali at the start. Sorry, yeah, because we had Elias, then Andre Chase because of what happens next, and then we have Dolph and Cedric and Shelton. It is.
Yes. Yeah.
But basically, they start beating up Andre Chase. Bless him. He's like I say, he's come up from NXT, no main event, and
he's probably not going to be on main event now after that beating.
So they start beating him up and they give him a guitar. And Simon's like, "Oh, can you play that?" He says, "Yeah." Well, guess what? He's gonna have a solo performance, and he gives the guitar to Solo for reference. And Solo quite aggressively smacks the crap out of Andre Chase's back with this guitar. Jeff Jarrett, eat your heart out.
Yeah, it looked a lot better than Jeff Jarrett's guitar shot to I forget who it was, one of the tag champions in the old age.
Yeah, it was one of the Usos, wasn't it? No,
no, not one of the Usos.
Oh, you're on about
AEW.
Acclaimed.
Yes.
Is it Max Bowens or is it Caster?
No, Caster. Yeah.
Caster.
Yeah.
Max Caster. Yeah, I've got it mixed up. Max Caster, that's the one. Yeah, it looked a lot better than that. Yeah, Solo he tried to kill a man. But I said I love this, but it took away from the match.
Yes, yeah. I don't know why they didn't just put these things in between matches. I mean, there's one match that probably it wouldn't have mattered too much that they put it in, but this one.
Yeah. I wasn't happy with this for the simple case of that. Obviously, doing the Raw review, coming back, kind of thing, and being ill, I'm trying to focus on the match, but I'm trying to focus on the bloodline, and it takes away, especially from the team of Street Profits and Judgment Day, two incredible tag teams. Of every member, apart from Dominic, every member there is fucking brilliant. Whereas taking it away from him, I just feel is a bit of a crap move. I get you trying to have this hectic feel, but I'm just not. Again, I loved it, but I also didn't love it at the same time. You put it in a different match, maybe it might work a bit better.
Yeah.
You know, or an ad break, like you picture it kind of thing. That would work. Picture in picture. You know, you've got it happening there whilst just like it's a bit difficult because of how it's gone.
They're trying to make it feel like you're seeing it as it happens.
Yes.
And yeah. So
I've got great super kick. I can't remember exactly what for,
Mhm.
but great super kick. Priest looks amazing. I'd say something. Priest gets better and better, I think. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, I think Priest just seems to get better and better each week. I think he's
Mhm.
really hitting a stride. He launched Montez Ford over that top rope, didn't
Yes, yeah, he sent him flying.
he? He went. And I break.
Mhm.
I can't. I hate it.
And this didn't help with the fact that we've just had that break for the going backstage, did it? This match just kept getting broken up. It felt like
Yeah.
there's no match flow to it. You've got it starts, then after about 2 or 3 minutes you get that backstage stuff, then another minute or two and you get this ad break, and it is no
And then what happened after the ad break?
match.
So after the ad break, what did we get?
After the ad break, where am I? Where's that break? Back, and Dawkins hits a great corkscrew elbow.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that looked brilliant. We got the Priest delivering a forget what he calls it, his choke slam maneuver.
Yeah.
But then also before after he hit it, before he could get up, Ford was on the top rope and he hit a beautiful frog splash
This frog
onto.
splash looked incredible. I
Yeah.
think it's because he was sat down and he just landed perfectly on him sat
Mhm.
down. Obviously, he's had to twist his body. You've got to think Montez Ford has got to jump up, twist his
Mhm.
body so he can basically splash onto
Yeah.
Damon Priest. So that takes a lot in the air. And this, again, just looked incredible because it's Montez Ford. Everything he does looks incredible.
Mhm. And it was also the timing, because obviously Priest had to hit his move and go down onto the mat,
Yeah,
and at the
this was
same time, Ford then hit that frog splash.
smooth. Very, very smooth. And again,
Mhm.
signs of great wrestlers. They know when they need to do stuff and they do it.
Mhm.
Unlike the next match, but we'll get on to why that was a
Mm.
bit of what it was. Finn tries a sneaky pin, the sneaky devil. You
Yes.
don't get
Yes.
the reference, sort yourself out.
Mm.
He hits a sling blade on Montez Ford, and I'm pretty sure he gave
Mhm.
him whiplash.
Yep, that looked like a bit of a nasty maneuver. Was this when Tozawa started fannying about on
Yes.
the outside with
Yes.
his drink?
So
Yeah.
yeah, it got to a point where sling blade took his head off and he drop kicks him into the corner. And as
Mhm.
Finn's trying to go up to the top, Tozawa's on the side trying to meddle in his business.
Mhm.
And Don comes over, takes off his glasses, thinking he's a big man, and gets something chucked in his eyes. Now,
Mhm.
clearly it's water. But Corey Graves tried
Corey
to tell
Gray
me,
says it's not water.
I can smell it from here. He tried to tell me it's some kind of different. And Joe, what I think his issue was? He's got a strong sense for lemonade. He loves the smell of lemonade. That's what I think it was. It wasn't alcohol, it was lemonade. And look, lemonade's fizzy, so it actually would hurt in your eyes.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
viable.
Getting it. But
Um,
because wasn't Rhea in front of him as in front of Dom, and then
yeah,
Rhea ducked and Dom took it in the face
yeah.
instead.
And then thanks to that, we get a distraction pin, and Montez
Yeah.
Ford rolls up Finn for a distraction pin, and the Street Profits win.
Yep. So I was wrong with my prediction,
I
unfortunately.
give this a 3.5 out of 5. I think
Well,
now I look back at it, it should have been a 3.
I've given it 2 ratings. I've given it 3.5 out of 5 for what I think the match would have been if I'd have
Okay,
got to
yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
entire match,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave it a 3 for
Yeah,
the actual rating
this is what,
because
yeah,
it was so broken up. I didn't enjoy it as much.
it was horrible.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the issue that we had was, again, as you said, broken up.
Mhm.
And I think that's why I gave it 3.5. I kind of dismissed that, and I was just about to say, I think looking back, it's a 3 because of how broken up it was and how just out of place it
Mhm.
was. Two great acts that did not need two separate situations going off.
Yep.
One being an ad break, which if you're gonna run something like the Usos backstage, don't run an
Mhm.
ad break. Let that match
Yeah.
continue. Run the ad break after the match.
Yep. Don't run
Um,
the ad. don't run those two things in the same segment.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
they did. They actually ran it after, but you could have saved that ad break
Mhm.
because at the end of the match, Rhea walks up to Tozawa as they're celebrating
Mhm.
and clocks in one.
Yeah.
Sorry, the
Facing
ads
out.
haven't been here yet. So Rhea punches Tozawa, and I put Rhea versus Tozawa question mark because Rhea says, "Meet me in the ring, meet me in the ring,"
Mhm.
and then we get ads because, well,
Because of course we do.
because of course we get ads.
Yeah.
Then we
When
go on.
we come back, and from what Corey Graves was saying, Tozawa wasn't that interested in the match, but it was the Street Profits that talked him into it.
Yeah, so yeah, it turns out that the Street Profits were basically saying, "Are you gonna let that happen? Oh, you got that dog in you. Whoa, whoa,
Mhm.
whoa. You got that."
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
doing the whiff stuff, weren't
yeah, you got that dog in you, and it's like, no, he hasn't.
Tozawa is no Bron Breaker, though, is he? Let's face it.
No. However, I was like, oh, I like this. Rhea versus Tozawa. Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm. And we got it because, yeah, put it this way. Tozawa just got mauled.
Yeah, and see, the issue is he wouldn't hit Rhea,
He
would he?
shouldn't
Just
hit
that.
Rhea.
Yeah, he should have hit her.
Yeah, yeah. He should. He's in a situation where if he hits her, then everything that first and foremost, everything that happened with Mandy Rose actually goes out the window if Tozawa actually hits
Hits her. Yeah,
Rhea,
exactly. Yeah.
because then you're just contradicting yourself.
Mhm.
But we didn't have that. He couldn't hit Rhea. He
No.
didn't want to, but the borderline story is he couldn't.
No.
He just couldn't. And he moves and whatnot a little bit different. Fine, fair enough. Like a Hurricane Rana, he hits off okay, but he could
Yeah.
not hit
He
Rhea.
couldn't like actually lay any blows as such on her, could he, or
No.
anything? All his offense had to be sort of momentum based, with him using her own momentum to.
Yes. And he for all his troubles of not hitting Rhea, he gets his face took off with a big boot.
Mhm.
Oh my! She got power behind that boot as well.
Yep.
I put Tozawa why? Oh yeah, because he was trying to move and he was just like it wasn't working.
Mhm.
Just mauling him. Goes for a suplex, fails it. Rhea then suplexes Tozawa.
Mhm.
And there's
Ten. Yep.
another move she does, caught and clean. Now at this point, it went a bit haywire, didn't it?
Mhm. Yep. To say the least.
We got 2 or 3 botches in the space of like a minute.
Mhm.
Because they were supposed to jump on top rope. Tozawa missed going up to the top rope to
Top
jump
rope.
back.
Yeah.
And Rhea had to basically try and crawl underneath him. Didn't work. Actually, Rhea tried to pick him up, and Tozawa didn't give her the momentum. He looked very stiff.
Mhm.
And she couldn't pick him up, so she nearly dropped him. Tried it again, wasn't working. She thought, oh, screw this. And just picks him up and goes bang, just launches him.
Yeah.
No, doesn't
I
launch him,
think one of
sorry.
the issues here, like, is there's very little chemistry between Rhea
Yes.
Ripley and Tozawa, isn't there? I
Yes.
mean, they're probably not interacting at all backstage, really. I
Yeah.
wouldn't think.
And the thing
Then,
is what you're saying, chemistry. People practice matches, people will go against each other. And yes,
mhm,
obviously, they're good in what they do, but they will have practice runs. You know, they will get in the
mhm.
ring and do this. Rhea and Tozawa should not be in a ring.
No, I can't ever imagine that they'd be practicing matches together on a regular basis.
Exactly. It goes up for the powerbomb, however, gets Hurricane Rana for her troubles.
Mhm.
And as Tozawa's going to basically try and fly, he gets stopped by Finn Balor.
Yep.
And Tozawa's in the corner. Rhea goes to spear him in the corner, and she eats post.
Mhm.
She eats that post. And probably one of my favourite things about this whole match is that senton.
Mhm.
Walk me through it.
Um. Is this the one
The
that
senton.
Tozawa did and missed,
Yeah.
or okay? Oh yeah, because had
It's
the
weird because
Street Profits leaped the top rope at that point, or
I think they had. Yeah, because Rhea went into
yeah.
the corner,
Mhm.
smacked the corner, mind you. And I think I think at this point
That was when the that was when the Street Profits took out Balor
because
and
Finn took a nasty landing. I don't know
Mhm.
if you saw Finn's neck went back and forth when
Mhm.
he got hit by Montez, and Montez immediately grabbed him and was trying to hold him and say, "Look, shit, I'm sorry," kind of thing, because of the way Finn landed, it looked like his neck went. But yeah, this senton.
Then Tozawa he dodged a riptide originally, didn't he?
Yeah.
Goes up for the senton,
Oh,
and at the last minute, Rhea rolls away, and the way he hit on the ground, it made me wince when I saw it because
that
he just oh.
has got to be one of the most difficult things to ever take in
Mhm.
wrestling. A backdrop in itself is horrible.
But
To
yeah.
take a backdrop from that height,
Oh,
and he was in the air. He jumped, and it felt like he was
mm,
never coming down.
oh no.
And he just went splat.
Oh, it was like watching a bird that suddenly stops flying and then just plummets to the ground.
Yes. Um.
Oh,
Also, side note for you guys, you can't hear a squeaky chair because I have a new chair. Can't hear it go back and forward. I'm going back and
early
forward now.
Christmas present.
I'm waiting for me creak to go off, and it's not doing it. Yeah, this senton looked painful to say the least. Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley picks him up and slams him down for Riptide. Rhea. Oh yeah, we also predicted Rhea, both of us. I'm guessing we had to predict Rhea here.
There's no way that Rhea was going to lose to Tozawa, even though like, on paper you'd think that Tozawa should win, but no.
And yeah, Rhea hit the Riptide. So what did you give this match?
2.
I give it a 5 out of 5 because Rhea Ripley's mammy, and I don't want to pee mammy off.
Okie doke. And what would you really give it?
5 out of 5. No, I gave it 2.5. It was fun. It was comical. You know, it's a good match to have on there. It just needed cleaning up a little bit. It just needed a bit of fine tuning. Had you got off the top rope over and you got the power bomb, well, it would have been a 3, and it'd be like, oh crap, effective match. Again, a bit issues, but they don't ever work together, and probably won't do again after this. You know,
this is probably like a one-off thing that they've done, and it's something that they're not going to be practicing on a regular basis.
So after that, we get a recap of Raw last week.
Yep, Lashley and Seth.
Yes, so again here, I'll go back to it. Bobby clearly has not been fired. I don't know who I have to tell, but people actually think he's been fired. You are in your own world. For the simple case of, 1, you go onto WWE shop, there's Bobby Lashley merch everywhere. 2, you go on to SmackDown Hotel, he's still listed as a active member of the roster. And 3, he's getting promo packages about how he dismantled officials and Adam Pearce.
If he'd have gone, they would have blanked him pretty much, wouldn't they?
They'd done a Mandy Rose and just got rid of you, just put you off at end it, gone. But one thing I did put here is Bobby got fired, and there's a bit in the promo package where Adam Pearce and obviously Bobby are face to face. I would not mind Adam Pearce versus Bobby Lashley. I don't know why.
Has Adam Pearce wrestled before? Or?
Yeah, he used to be an indie wrestler. He's a damn good wrestler, He's a very good wrestler, and he's still got it in the locker, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I certainly wouldn't mind saying that.
Yeah. I think he's one of these people, like Jamie Noble, that's got it in the tank, got it in the locker, and they should be wrestling. But they're not.
Yeah, he's a producer now, though, isn't he, Jamie Noble? So at least he's doing something.
He produced the Ricochet Gunther match that you saw on SmackDown for the IC title. Banger, by the way. If you've not watched already, go watch it. No, I didn't do the SmackDown review to it, but go watch that review. Go watch that match. Because, damn, that was a good match.
That was a long match as well, wasn't it?
Yes. Ricochet, honestly, has been revitalized under Triple H. Yes. Adam Pearce is backstage trying to talk to Kathy. He's on the phone. And he basically says, it's not if, but when Bobby returns to WWE.
Yep. So...
What's the point in firing him? What's the point in firing him if you're just going to say, oh, it's not if, it's when he comes back?
I don't know, mate.
Suspend him. Just say you've suspended him.
Suspended, indefinitely suspended.
Yeah. Suspended until further notice.
Then we had MVP turn up, didn't we, as well, which was weird.
This. It's weird, and he wants to talk about Bobby Lashley.
But we never. I mean, I don't remember him turning up again, MVP tonight.
No, he didn't.
No.
But yeah, so he wants to talk about Bobby Lashley. I'm thinking, oh, okay. And it's okay. And then we get more mayhem, basically, because the referee comes over and is like, oh my god, the Bloodline's attacking. Alright. Ping him a text. Don't run to him to go away from the action. Oh, God. My thing is here. MVP and Bobby, okay. Hurt Business, maybe. I don't mind it. But you kind of already killed the Hurt Business twice.
Twice, yeah. They sort of tried revitalising it and nothing ever materialised.
Well, it's more the fact that they went to revitalise it only to have Cedric and Shelton feud, which didn't work. And then secondly, Omos and MVP turned on freaking Bobby. So why would Bobby Lashley trust MVP, or has he just forgot all of a sudden?
Nah. Maybe he wants to set up like a Mania match between Omos and Bobby.
I hope Bobby obliterates him. However, one thing I don't want obliterated is these two fighting all the time, because who do we have next, Saul?
Next we've got Gallows and Anderson and AJ and Mia Yim. No, Gallows and Anderson with AJ and Mia Yim versus the Alpha Academy.
Yes. Predictions?
I went for Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, I went
because
OC.
I just couldn't see the Alpha Academy beating them.
Because Anderson is fighting Japan, they need to give him all the momentum he can get. Which, by the way, massive. A WWE wrestler, a contracted WWE wrestler, is going to be on a New Japan pay-per-view.
Yep.
Same as TNA, Impact, ROH,
Impact.
and AEW.
That's going to be the first time there's going to be all these people from with a WWE person included on a New Japan thing. So that's major thing, isn't it?
The Forbidden Door truly now is open. It's no longer forbidden because you've got every company on this New Japan card. So, which I believe is January 4th, is it not? Did we say January 4th?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's 4th or 7th. I think it's 4th. I think it's January 4th. Let me just have a quick check of the old thingy. The 4th is a Wednesday. It's the 7th then, on a Saturday.
Yeah,
it'd be 7th and 8th, won't it? Because it's a 2-night thingy. So yes, 7th and 8th of January, Wrestle Kingdom 17. I'll be watching. Well, it's my favourite number, so it's kind of part and parcel. And 2, I like my Wrestle Kingdoms. I don't watch a lot of New Japan at all. But I do like to watch Wrestle Kingdom when it comes about every year.
Yeah.
Same with Slammiversary.
Yeah, for Impact.
Yeah, I like to watch Slammiversary when it comes around. It's the big pay-per-view of their year.
It's their manias, isn't it, basically?
Just, it will never be their mania. That won't be mania.
No. But it's that company's equivalent of a WrestleMania.
Yes. And we get more attacks. This time, it's Cedric, Shelton, and Dolph.
I made out Shelton and Dolph, but I couldn't tell who the third person was.
Cedric.
I'm assuming it was Cedric.
It was Cedric, yeah. That's the first one I made out, actually. Yeah, and this further indicates to me Hurt Business is going to be somewhat coming back because you're now featuring Cedric and Shelton
together again, yeah.
Gable and Anderson start.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect pair to start. Perfect pair.
Gable sort of took control early with a lot of grappling holds, didn't he? Arm bars and arm locks.
Yeah, the back and forth here was beautiful.
Yeah. There's in the crowd, or I think it was a bit later on, but there was some "We Want Otis" chants.
Yes,
I thought it was
quite nice. Right. I think Otis was putting his hands up to basically say, look, I'm not touching him. But the way
Mhm.
he did it, he only had one hand up like he was waiting for a high five tag.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was trying to tag, but he didn't, and it just looked very weird. It was a bit odd.
Mm.
And I was like, Otis tag didn't work. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden, yeah, the chants are going, we won Otis.
Mhm. I think to me it was just a bit weird that they were chanting that because technically, Alpha Academy are meant to be the bad guys in this
Yes.
match,
And
aren't they?
also, I felt kind of bad because Anderson and Chad are brilliant. And to
Mhm.
kind of say we want Otis is a bit crap on them.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. No, they've got some good chemistry actually between themselves, Anderson and
Very two technical wrestlers, and I love it. They could have a
Gable.
really good match. If one of them had a title, US title or Intercontinental,
Mm.
that'd be a good match to watch. Or even that. Have the New Japan belt on the line at a WWE event.
Mhm.
Chad Gable go
Yeah.
for it. That'd be something. Um, before I let you carry on with it, the other one I've got is basically Chad Gable gets called a nerd.
Yes. He.
That's it really.
He kept doing the old shoosh, didn't he? And to the
Shoes
crowd.
nerd. But yeah, I'll let you carry on because
We
my
got
voice is.
some nasty dragon screws on
Oh,
Anderson.
these dragon screws are brutal.
He did, I think, two in a row, didn't he? And
Mm-hmm.
the first one was bad enough, but the second one, I was like, oh Jesus, I'd not be able to walk after doing that.
I can't walk most days, so God knows how I'll do. Oh.
Hmm. There was Otis shoulder charging into the post.
Yes.
Um, he really collided with that, and because Otis is a big guy, isn't he? So
Yes.
I just think, oh, post probably came off worse
Uh,
than Otis did. um, then we had towards the end of the match, Gable going for a moonsault. He missed it and then got hit with the magic killer. That was pretty much it. I
yeah.
mean, there wasn't a lot to stand out in this match, but what there was, it was good back and forth, good chemistry between both the teams. It was a
Yes.
solid match.
So one of the other things I got from this is where is it? Dragon Screw, big kicks, LG comeback. There was a very lovely discus clothesline from Otis.
Hmm.
And by the way, Gallows, you took that like a champ because that
Yeah.
just made Otis look like he ran a war through you. And the
Hmm.
only other thing I liked is the next bit where basically Otis picks him up for World's Strongest Slam, and Chad Gable's on the post, to the corner, ready to jump. And all you can clearly him go bit closer. I can't reach. It's just nice human stuff. And
Hmm.
yeah, he hits. It's basically like a World's Strongest Splash and Slam
Slam at the
because
same time, yeah.
Chad splashes onto the back of Otis, which then the momentum then makes him slam. And
Hmm.
where's Anderson? Had to be Anderson.
Hmm.
And the only thing again is there was a lovely backflip by Chad Gable that he landed because he went for the moonsault and how the hell do you land off the top row like that? Break your ankles.
You have to be a special kind of person,
Seth
don't you?
Rollins does it as well.
Mm.
Andrade, just I'll break my ankles. Yeah, Magic Killer for the 1-2-3. OC wins, so we both got that right.
Mm-hmm.
And I give it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 3 out of 5 as well. Yeah, like I say, to me it was a good solid match. They were, all the people put on a decent enough performance.
Yeah, this match could be a very good pay-per-view match.
Mm-hmm.
Given a chance, could be a very good tag team. And do you know what? Here, I'm going to be honest with you. I would love to see Alpha Academy versus FTR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be a good mix, wouldn't it?
Because we obviously had it with Jason Jordan and Chad Gable and FTR.
Mm-hmm.
It worked. But I want to see this Otis inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon something good could come about here with that.
And their contracts are up next year, aren't they? So you
Yes.
never know what's around the corner.
I think, for the sake of sakes, that FTR should not come back to. I love it, but they shouldn't do it. They have had such a year. New Japan, AEW, ROH, AAA. They have done some of the best tag team wrestling I've personally seen in years. And I just think that it would go to waste. Tag teams are prominent. We had the episode of, was it SmackDown, where it was just tag teams?
Yeah.
It was the last SmackDown review I did, I think.
We had the match. What was it? Usos versus Sheamus, and was it Butch? Or...
Butch, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they did a tribute to the troops recently. And I tell you something I like, and I saw this, it was beautiful. Sheamus and Drew teamed up, so Drew was wrestling. And they hit a bro kicking Claymore combo. It was beautiful because Sheamus went to one side of the face, Drew went to the other side of the face, and they connected at the same time. Bang. I can't remember what it was. What's his face? Oh, Kaiser. Kaiser got decimated by a bro kick and Claymore at the same time. And then to top it off, Ricochet decided to do a double backflip onto Kaiser for the win as well. So there was that. But we think it's all over for the OC, don't we? I'm going to let Saul take over for this part because I'm going to get myself some cough medicine before I heal over and die. So Saul's going to take over for the few minutes. Carrying on with what's going off. So we finish off here with the OC winning.
Post match, we get interrupted by the Bloodline. They come out to attack the OC. There's a 1D. First of all, I think it was Anderson, and then they follow up with another 1D on Gallows. Adam Pearce and security come rushing down, trying to sort of calm down the situation. Sammy's in the ring dancing, saying that people love what they're doing at the moment. It's just Adam Pearce and the Raw locker room that aren't enjoying it very much. I don't think Sammy was getting as much love as he normally does. Usually you get a lot of Sammy chants and all that, but I don't know if it's this crowd in particular, the fact that he'd invaded a Raw show and is normally a SmackDown star. But yeah, definitely wasn't as pro Sammy as we're used to.
Just because the card's crap.
Yeah. And then finally, as they're getting sort of escorted out, AJ leaps out of nowhere and sucker punches Sammy.
Yes. Yeah, I love this. Good to see it. Georgia Pitbull mentality. Also, for you guys, obviously, I've come back. Just had the cough medicine and whatnot, and I think I just pulled a face. I could just eat a sour sweet. Good lord, it's a strong one. But yeah, you were absolutely right in saying, for the crowd, it wasn't as like it would be on SmackDown. I also think because SmackDown's a little bit less as well, right? And I think a lot of the time, less is more.
Yeah.
It was proven with NXT TakeOver. No, well, not TakeOver, Deadline. 5 matches we had. 2 of them were the Iron Survivors. They were incredible.
They were bangers, weren't they?
Incredible matches. And it was like, what? Apollo, Gunbreaker.
Yeah.
2 Iron Survivors.
Yeah.
Roxanne, Mandy.
And...
no, not Roxanne, Mandy. Sorry, no. Mandy.
It was
Alba, Isla Dawn.
And... Yeah.
Isla Dawn and Alba. New Day and Pretty Deadly. Because Mandy Rose did not do the title on that show.
No,
5 matches.
The following
and that pay-per-view was
Tuesday,
amazing.
Yeah. I still think Joe Gacy should have won the...
Joe...
He had some sick moves, didn't he?
We can sit here and talk about Joe Gacy for ages. People may not like him because of past luck. Joe Gacy is a wrestler at the end of the day, and what may have happened or may not have happened is whatever. The part and parcel is Joe Gacy is a WWE character, and as a wrestler, he's phenomenal. He can move, as Saul said. A guy his size should not move the way he does. He is an incredible wrestler. I will sing his praises all day.
Yeah. But no, both
Person,
of those are Survivor matches.
yeah,
Because before at the start, we were a bit confused about how they were going to work, even
yes,
though we'd had the rules explained. But yeah, they just blew us away, didn't they, when we watched them?
yeah. And this is where the less is more comes back into play. A smaller venue, you'll probably go with a bigger pop, a better crowd. The crowd for Raw recently have been awful. SmackDown, it's a good crowd. Raw's not got a good crowd recently. It depends on where
No.
you go, and I know, but there's some that. I mean, we get a bit further on, and I'll be honest, the what chants annoy me, but we'll get onto that later. And we go backstage, don't we? We'll go behind the curtain, and AJ's pumped, he's pissed, and he's like, I want one of them, I want him, and he's like, oh, I'll give you one. He says, oh, give me Sami Zayn then. So we're getting AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. And I was like, oh, yes, please.
Yep, no, that a bit. I was excited for that, because they're sort of both the same size-ish, and they're similar in their sort of ability, their um, their sort of move sets, and the way they wrestle is quite similar. So I was looking forward to
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. We go even further backstage, and it's an Alexa and Bianca sit down. And I really love this segment because Alexa explains that Bray took her under his wing, basically possessed her, he took control of her and made her into this different person. But then he left her. He just went and left. Also, as we know, he got fired. But he went and left. And Alexa was left all alone, confused, trying to understand why she got picked, and all of a sudden he's gone. And I love this storytelling because it makes sense.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's taken stuff that's happened over the last 2 or 3 years as well into account, isn't it? So it's long-term storytelling, and
my God, it's about time we had some long-term storytelling. But from that, she basically turns around and says, I went to therapy to try and fix myself, to fix this broken mess, and she couldn't. She was getting somewhere, and they'd been around, Asuka and Bianca was helping her. And I put a lovely storytelling. But then, as soon as Bianca started on about Bray being, oh, Bray did this, she's like, actually, no, we're not talking about Bray here. It's about me. Like, stop talking about him. We're talking about me. Even though she had spoken about Bray.
yeah.
Quite recently, actually. And she basically turns around and says that she's been winning titles before Bianca even walked through the door. So Bianca's like, come do it then. And before anything else happened, Byron, what the hell are those socks, boy?
Yeah.
Byron had some bright green socks on, and because Byron dresses the way he does, he was expecting tsunamis and floods all over the place.
Yeah.
That's being nice to Byron. And yeah, Bianca starts to walk off, and we get a little flicker on the screen. Alexa looks a bit more possessed. She picks up a ball and just smacks Bianca around the back of the head with it.
Now, I don't think that Bray is doing these flickers on the screen. I think it's this Uncle Howdy character, yeah.
Uncle Howdy is Bray and Alexa under his control.
Yeah.
Turns out to be
to me, yeah, I just don't think it's Bray. Bray's had chances when they were on, when was it?
SmackDown LA Night.
Yeah. There's been plenty of chances that Bray's had to interact with Alexa.
Yeah, Crown Jewel was one of them.
Crown Jewel, that's what I was thinking of.
Crown Jewel, yeah.
Where they lost the tag titles, wasn't it? Crown Jewel, yeah. Yeah, I think it's Uncle Howdy, because obviously him and Bray appeared at the same time.
Yeah.
So
what a goofy character Uncle Howdy is, though.
Yes, yeah.
We'll find out who it is. I mean, it's going to be a return. It's going to be a return of someone. It can't be someone unless it's a repackage, but I doubt it. And then we move on over because how many pages have I got left? Jesus, I've got 4 pages left, and we're 49 minutes in. Right. So we can basically get told that the Raw Women's title match is going to be on the first Raw of the year.
Yeah.
And
looking forward to that.
Yes. We also now get the Miz versus Dexter match. Yeah. Winner take all, and I predicted Dexter.
I predicted Dexter as well. I've got to say, before it started, I was thinking, oh, ladder match, this might be quite good, actually. There are lots of ladders around the ring. I think there's about 6 or 8 of them around the ring.
Yep.
and I was positive before the match started.
I mean, my first instance is, why is this feud still going on?
I
But
thought this was gonna. I thought with Dexter winning, this would kill the feud, and Miz would be bankrupt because he had to borrow money, and this was going to be the end of it. Was my thoughts.
oh, we was wrong.
You're very wrong.
Right. Where I'll start is I love Dexter's movement out the ring on his hands, and he crawls out. It's weird, and I love it. Yeah, I'll let you take over. So you can crack on it.
There was a lot. Dexter was quite light on his feet. There's that spot where he stood. He had Miz sort of in the corner, and there was a ladder pinning Miz into the corner.
Yep.
And then Dexter climbed up and balanced himself on the ladder, lifted Miz up, and then superplexed him into the ring. So for a guy Dexter's size, I was pretty impressed with him sort of managing to retain his balance on that ladder. We had some Dexter squashing Miz's tiny balls.
Yeah, because the ladder falls over directly in front of his balls. He's like, oh, I've been saved. And then Dexter just looks and goes, yeah, no, sorry. Bang.
Bang. Smashing.
And in all fairness, this got the crowd going slightly. And then they died off like 20 seconds later again. Because I'll tell you something, this crowd wasn't bad for most of the show. This match, they were dead. They was dead. And I'm sorry, crowd, but you've got to do more.
Yeah, especially in the ladder match, which on paper, you look at this should be full of thrills and excitement.
And it wasn't, because it was this crowd. I'm sorry. Yeah, so crowd got going. There's a battle at the top. They had too many battles at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, there were, what was there, 3, 4 of them?
3.
Exchanging punches.
Yep.
Fall off. Both of them fall off. And then the next time it's one of them falls off.
Yeah, because we had ads just before that.
Ad break, and return to see Miz almost getting the money.
Yes. Yeah. Dexter and Miz on the ropes. Dexter dropped. Multiple ladder shots. Every weapon being used. Oh, yeah, so Dexter's underneath a ladder at this point, and Miz is just throwing bombs of chairs and everything at him.
Another ladder.
Yeah. It pushes Johnny. Hits Johnny Gargano with a ladder. And I'm thinking, right, okay then. Because they were telling the crowd to get back.
And when we say chairs, it wasn't just steel chairs. He got an actual, like, proper
office
leather chair, didn't he? Chucked it out there.
Just launched on him. Yeah, have this. Okay. And then all of a sudden, Dexter sits up and hits him with this rock bottom, basically, onto the exposed back part of the announcer table.
Yeah, I weren't quite sure what to call it. So the announce table detachable roof.
Yeah. And he puts him onto the table. Dexter climbs up. Oh my god, we get a table spot. And I put, please hit this. Oh no, swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Because he goes.
Yeah. He leg dropped the announce table, didn't he?
Apparently, the announce table was also an opponent here. And then Dexter from the dead. So, you know, Miz has climbed up the ladder at this point, basically. Dexter gets from the dead. And all of a sudden, he pushes Miz off. And you think, oh, Dexter's won this. And he doesn't.
He has not.
Because, how can I put this?
Mystery assailant.
Yes.
The most anticipated return of 2022.
Bronson Reed. Now then, I love Jonah. I love Bronson Reed. He should have been called up ages ago. There's a time where he lost his North American title, and he should have been called up. And he wasn't. What a shit feud to put him in. I'm sorry. Yeah. This feud is not going on, right? I can't. This is on par at this moment in time with Ronda Rousey and Omos being restless.
It's terrible. You know what, mate? Because Miz has won this match, I think it's going to be extended even further. I don't think we've had the end of it.
It's going to be a tag match of Johnny and Dexter versus Bronson Reed and Miz. and I don't know what I don't care for it
No,
because the
just let
booze
it be
after the
over.
match was phenomenal. Now, admittedly, Bronson Reed's a heel at this point, so he's getting booze. He should be getting booze, but it's not booze for Bronson Reed. It's booze for the decision and what happened. Because the Miz wins, and I'm just gonna give this a 0.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 1 out of 5.
I'm pissed off with the result. The match was just dead. Nothing against the Miz and Dexter. I think the crowd didn't help.
No.
I think it's got to that point where this feud is that dead. There's no point.
I've got to be honest. Apart from the few spots that I mentioned, I was just sort of not really paying much attention to what was going on.
No, it was. This is the match, if I'm honest, where you could have chucked in the backstage bloodline stuff.
Yeah, that'd have been fine. There.
I think this was the match for it. Midway through, caused a bit of chaos, but it wasn't meant to be.
No, we did get a great line though by Corey Graves at the end that the Miz has saved Christmas.
Yeah, no, he's
hasn't. He's ruined it.
He's ruined it. I mean, Joe, what? Oh, actually, one thing I will say, it's in the Becky Bailey match. I don't like this new commentator with Corey.
Kevin Patrick.
Yeah, I don't like him. I was willing to give him a chance. He's had a chance.
How long have we been reviewing now? Because I think we started reviewing just after the new commentators started.
And for me, it was clear and cut when the Bexploder happened, and this I'll go on to this in the actual review part later. But basically, Becky hits a Bexploder, and Kevin Patrick goes, Bexploder. So Corey goes, Bexploder! He had to overhype his own fucking commentator.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
I'm sorry for swearing, but that's how much it peed me off. Because it's so annoying. You know, Michael Cole may have been there, but Michael Cole's great. I miss Pat McAfee, man. I miss Pat.
Hopefully we'll get him back soon. Pat and Corey would be great on this. Cole.
Pat and Michael Cole, I think, for me, Pat and Michael Cole are the duo. And then someone from SmackDown can go back over to Raw.
Give Barrett with...
Barrett and Corey, I reckon, would be amazing. But I'm sorry, Kevin Patrick, you just have no bloody charisma about you. There's nothing to you.
He's about as exciting as a...
He's about as exciting as a ready sold pack of crisps. But moving on to something that a bit better. AJ Styles versus...
this was something that as we mentioned earlier, we're both looking forward to. I still don't think Sammy got quite as big a reaction as when he entered as he does normally on SmackDown. Again, whether this is to do with the crowd, who have been a bit. I mean, to be fair, they're following on from what was probably the worst match on Raw for a while. We haven't had any.
I'd also like to point out that the people in that ladder match are not bad wrestlers by any means.
No. I mean, we like both of them, really, don't we, Miz and Dexter? But it was just...
I love Miz and Dexter.
The storyline.
Yes, the storylines are back on crap. And it works. It is affecting... It's affecting the characters. It really is. Anyway, so yes, Sammy comes down on his own, and AJ also comes down on his own. Okay, wicked. I
was surprised Sammy didn't come out with the Usos or Solo to start with.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird at this one. So, AJ starts off hot. Georgia Pitbull mentality. He starts off hot. He just starts going mental.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love Pitbull AJ Styles. I think it's great. All over Sami Zayn. And what I found weird is, within the first few minutes of the match, there's already a phenomenal forearm.
Yeah, we had this phenomenal forearm from the ring to the outside, didn't we?
They questioned it. And Sammy got back in and acted like he just got hit by a normal forearm. It was like, you've just been hit by the phenomenal forearm, which, by the way, pins people. It just looked normal. Anyway, Sammy keeps evading. There's a really nice backbreaker.
Mhm.
After this,
He there's a lot of counters in here, wasn't there,
yes.
as well? Then one counting the other, and then hitting a move. Um,
Then we get the AJ combo. They punch, backhand,
mhm.
clothesline thingy. Suplex neckbreaker, which was beautiful.
Mhm.
From AJ. The back. By the way, this man's like nearly 50, and he's doing backflip DDTs because he can.
Yes, the backflip inverted DDT. The one that he uh, did off the apron,
Yeah,
caught Sammy, and
beautiful.
then yeah, and that was incredible.
There's a we get ad break because, well,
Of course, there.
of course, we do. Big boot from Sammy.
Mhm.
This brainbuster.
Oh, he
Oh,
spiked him with that, didn't
oh.
he?
But that's how safe.
Oh.
Do you know what? I don't give credit enough to people that are safe. The fact
Mm.
that Sami Zayn can pull off that brainbuster on AJ Styles, one, AJ trusts him for his life, and
Mm.
Sami also trusts AJ for his life. Because if that gets slightly off,
Oh,
AJ's breaking his neck.
yeah, that looked. Oh, it looked sick, didn't it?
The art of making it look great is difficult.
Mm.
Again, no wrestler myself. I know wrestlers, and I've seen stuff. The art of making it look great is difficult. My God, did this look great
Mm.
and painful, which is what you want. You
Yeah.
want it to look as realistic as possible. Yes, it's fake, but you want to make it look like the battling. They want something. You know, they want to hurt each
Mm.
other.
Yeah,
About
you've got
doing
to
a
make
Kevin.
it.
Sorry.
You've got to make it look like they really want to kill each other.
Yes.
Don't
I.
want it looking like they're just doing it for funsies.
You know, you want it basically where Kevin Owens slaps the crap out of Roman Reigns' eardrum and ruptures his eardrum.
Mhm.
On spot. And after Brainbuster, we get a Pele kick, or
Yeah.
as Corey Graves said, should this be called the Messi kick?
Messi kick.
Oh, yeah. If you guys don't know, Messi won and Argentina won the World Cup. So congrats.
Yeah. Yeah. We said we'd rather them win than France. So.
Yeah, the French don't deserve it. Yeah. So it's now the Messi kick apparently.
Mhm. Sammy went for a haluva kick, didn't he? That got countered into a calf crusher.
Yep.
That was a nice little transition. I thought he might actually tap here. And I thought he was at one point because he was. I thought I saw him tapping his wrist, but I
I
think
thought he was. He was flailing. He was just going
yeah.
mental. I was like, oh, he's tapped already.
Mhm.
Um,
And then Solo, we see come down
yes.
through the crowd, don't we?
I love his jacket because he has BLDLNE Bloodline, but it's not. Doesn't say Bloodline. It's great. Yeah, he comes down. He slams AJ's head off the table, gives him a Samoan spike for good luck, and chucks him into the ring for a Blue Thunder Bomb that gets the pinfall.
I must admit, I thought AJ was going to win this.
Yes.
Especially when Sammy came down on his own.
This just further cements something now, and we'll get on to it. Because, yeah, Sami Zayn wins, and I predicted AJ Styles. Who did you predict?
I predicted AJ, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see Sammy winning it.
No, I thought this is where you get Sammy to lose. But Solo helped him out, and 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I actually gave it a 4 because I really enjoyed it.
Again, another pay-per-view match that given time is a banger. And if you do another brain bust, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 straight up. Don't care. Finally, last two. Oh wait, no, I've got 3 pages left. Good lord.
Yeah, we've got 2 matches left and a couple of segments.
Segment. Speaking of, so hometown boy Seth Rollins is out, and this. I've got quite a few notes on this because I loved everything about this.
Some good lines that both
Yes.
Seth and Theory came up with, mentioned in this match.
So massive pops. The crowd was alive, so they should be. Iowa's own boy, Seth freaking Rollins is here, and he cuts a great promo. He's on about the bloodline. He's got a personal message for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Never mind Austin Theory interrupt.
He did say that the bloodline hadn't jumped him, and they're probably scared of him.
And Monday Night Raw is not the place for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, doesn't belong to Roman. belongs to Seth freaking
Yeah, it's
Rollins.
Monday Night Rollins. And Theory gets major boos here, and I mean major boos. And straight away, "You suck" chant hits out.
Yeah.
Which, do you know what, crowd? For the first time, you're doing something, because just, do you know what? This circumstance here, Theory doesn't suck, but fair dues. The crowd are behind Seth, obviously, as they should be. He's the hometown hero kind of thing. And yeah, the crowd did really well here. But you couldn't do that for the rest of it. And at this point, Seth goes, and then he points to himself and they go, "No." He points to Theory and goes, "Hey!" Okay, he's, just to clarify, he sucks. Yes! Brilliant stuff. Like, that's how you work a crowd.
Theory came out with the line that Seth needs to pass the torch to him, or it'll take it from his cold, legendary fingers.
Which, really nice touch here. Legendary. Subtle bits. Before that, he's basically infringing Cena because the champ is here. Which I thought, Cena versus Theory is becoming more and more apparent every day now. But yes, cold, legendary fingers. Little words, like, I'd say little, legendary. He knows Seth's a legend. He's just said he's legendary. And it's these little things where he basically respects Seth. He may not say it, but he did say it, but he may not show it, but he said it. And then Seth just basically says, "Yeah, Merry Christmas, kid." Ain't no doubt, kid. Ain't no doubt, kid. And apparently Seth Rollins' entire career has been lucky.
Yeah. What else did he say? Theory will never be Seth. That's the one thing Theory can't ever be, and he's not on Seth's level. And then Theory came up with the line, once that Theory has beaten Seth, and sent him packing, he'll be the third most successful member of the Shield.
Yeah, so Seth was bigging him up. "You suck chance." Not me, and I love this from Seth. "You've grown up. You're not Mr. Sophie no more." I put ... thank fuck. Or, "Yes, you'll never be me. Not on my level." Like, I don't get the bear reference. It must be a football reference.
Yeah, I think that, like, Seth, the Iowa team of the Bears, and
but as like you said, he goes, "Oh, how must it feel to be the third most successful member of the Shield?" And
which is interesting because they're sort of, it's not like they're trying to ignore Dean Ambrose because they're referencing him there, even if it's only like a slight thing.
I think here, this is where you try and pull Mox back to WWE. I'm not sure. I think he's AEW. I think personally he's AEW for life.
Yeah, I think he's.
I wouldn't be surprised if him and Renee go back to WWE at some point. Would not be surprised. Because look, I hate to say it, WWE made him. WWE made Dean Ambrose. He was made anyway, but Dean Ambrose is Dean Ambrose. And basically, Austin Theory turns around and goes on this nice little promo about the mountaintop and Everest, to which Seth gets fired up. And I love this passion and anger. "I am the damn mountaintop." Seth is enraged and he's like, "Do you know what? F this. How about me and you right here, right now?" And yeah, no, because Usos arrive.
Yep, they come out, don't they? And Seth's like, "Oh, hang on a second. We've got to put this to one side for a moment. We've got to deal with these guys." So Seth was sort of like making Raw the priority for the time being, even though he's in this feud with Theory. And so Seth takes his jacket off, and Theory looks like he's going to do the same because he drops his title, goes to sort of remove his jacket. And then as the Usos cross the barricade, he shrugs his jacket back on and picks up his title and makes it.
Good lad. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, see you, Seth. Again, I thought this was brilliant here, personally. So then Seth gets beat down, and all of a sudden KO comes out.
Yeah.
We've got
Makes
big
the
old
save.
KO. Let them fight, let them fight. And then we got the news that it's gonna be Seth and KO
Versus the Usos
versus the Usos. And
tonight.
I was like, oh my god, yes.
Yep, that's a good match and one that I was looking forward to. Some of the matches that they made up on the spot tonight, apart with the exception of Tozawa Rhea, were the best matches on the card.
Yes.
The AJ Sammy
Oh,
one,
easily.
and then this Seth and KO
Yeah,
versus
Seth,
Usos.
yeah, great. I mean, to be fair, the Kira Tozawa and Rhea wasn't bad. It's just a bit of chemistry fix, and it'd be all right. But yeah, the two made up matches on the spot, brilliant. Then we get Becky backstage because she's cut the promo basically, and she wants to fight the best version of Bayley on her own.
Who's solo Bayley? Yeah.
Yeah, and she will die on her sword. You can't say the same. Really piercing words, and I enjoyed it. So. Bayley
First of all, did you think we were actually going to get solo Bayley?
No.
No.
Not for a second, no. I put Bayley versus Damage Control in. I meant Becky versus Damage Control. Whoopsie daisy.
I've got Bayley versus Bayley on my one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. Prediction. I went Becky Lynch.
I went Becky Lynch. Yep. I didn't see Bayley winning this.
No. So, first of all, Becky Chance. She's very over. She's
first match between them in 4 years.
4 damn years. And this, by the way, felt like we'd step back 4 years because Becky Lynch was moving mad. Yeah. We start off and Bayley basically runs straight through Becky. I'll let you carry on.
We got Becky then sort of started doing. They mentioned World of Sport, which if you from the UK, you'll probably be aware was like British wrestling that was on ITV for quite a while. But Becky was doing a lot of the things that you used to see quite frequently on that, with the way she was moving, counters she was doing, and Bayley. After this sort of series of things finished, Bayley sort of turned to the ref and said, "What the hell was that?" But the commentators were aware of what Becky was doing.
I literally put, whatever this is, I love it. Again, I didn't know what it was, but it just looked amazing. Like, she was moving. I've never seen Becky move like that, to be fair. It was refreshing to see Becky change up a character. She was so athletic and energetic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff you used to see on World of Sport back in like the 80s. I think they revived it as well mid.
They did. They must have at some point, yeah.
But it wasn't that great when they revived it.
Right.
We had a nice exploder, and I think that's the one you brought up earlier that KP didn't sell it.
Yeah.
Didn't.
It just annoys me. It's a bit exploded. It's one of his signature moves. She's just at the bit exploding. She's at the bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
on. We had a nice leg drop from Becky Lynch from the top rope down to Bayley. We then had Bayley going for the Bayley to belly. That was inverted into a DDT. You could, even though they hadn't wrestled in 4 years, they still had a lot of chemistry between them.
Chemistry was amazing, yeah. Chemistry was amazing.
Near fall, Bayley kicking out of the Bayley to Becky kicking out the Bayley to belly a bit later on. She escaped a rose plant.
Yes.
When she escaped that, she sort of turned into a sort of modified angle slam, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, but angle slam? What the? Oh.
And then probably my favourite spot of this match was when Becky hit the diamond dust. That's such a good move.
Yeah. Brilliant. For me, there was one bit in this It was the back-to-back, right? And if you've ever been at school and you've ever been elsewhere, hooking your arms with somebody and trying to stand up together is one of the hardest things to ever do. And they made it look piss easy.
Easy, yeah.
I mean, granted, it's probably something you always do when you're training, right? But to the average viewer, I'd break my back doing that again. Especially at this age, and especially with how my legs are going. I'd break my back. It's so difficult to hook and stand up with someone because you have to be at the same momentum, and you have to basically use each other's strength to push you back into each other and stand up. It's got to be leg muscle and straight up. And the fact they were able to do it and have a bit of a pin with it and do it again second time easy, fair play to both of them. Fair play. But yes, so we was at the point where Diamond just got hit.
Yep. Like I say, above that near fall we got from that. And then shortly after that, Becky took out all three of Damage Control with a baseball side to the bottom of the ring.
Yes.
She'd had enough of Io Sky and Dakota Kai at this point and grabbed a monitor. Was threatening to attack them with it. The referee then decided, right, enough's enough. Told both of the tag champs to that they're being ejected.
I just did the hand symbol that the referees always do.
And
you're out of there.
And then there's some stuff with, I think it was Dakota Kai and Becky, and the referee was arguing with Kai. Becky brought the monitor back into the ring with her, but she dropped it. And then while the ref was dealing with Dakota, Bailey's picked up the monitor, clocks Becky in the back of the head with it, and then hits a rose plant.
Those dastardly heels.
Yeah.
Dastardly heels. So yes, we both went Becky Lynch and it was Bailey. I give this a 3.5 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 as well.
I enjoyed this. Again, pay-per-view level, have a banger. And again, these two, not wrestling in 4 years, didn't miss a step. I just think there could be more to it. Literally, take away Io and Sky and Kai. You will get a 5-star match from these two.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
yeah. I think that was the one thing that, for me, and that's why when Becky was saying, "Oh, I want solo Bailey," I was getting a bit excited because I thought, "Yeah, them two 1-on-1 is going to be a great match."
Oh, it was beautiful.
But no, when Damage Control were out there, because they're a heel faction, there was never any point where they weren't going to try and influence the match to help Bailey to win, and that just took a little bit away. From it for me.
So, on to our final segment and match of the show. Seth and Kevin are reminiscing about why they stopped teaming together. And they go back and forth, and he's like, "I'm not 8% sure you turned on me. You wanted my Stone Cold spot." And he's like, "No, I couldn't do that. No, you were in this bright suit." Me? Was I? Really? And he was like, probably not. Anyway, he turned and says, and Seth has no recollection of this, by the way. Kevin goes, "Oh, you looked incredible." And Seth goes, "Yeah, I did." Crap!
They do good comedy together, old Seth and KO. Because KO plays it so straight as well, don't he?
Brilliant stuff. And it was like, crap. He's like, "Yeah, I got you there." Just brilliant stuff.
But he also said that all that don't matter anymore. What's most important is trashing the Usos tonight. That's the more important thing than what's happened in the past. So they were quite clearly on the same page when it came to taking out the Usos.
So yeah, I predicted Usos here.
I predicted Usos as well. Yeah.
And Joe, I'm glad I was wrong. Glad I was wrong. Because we get Usos coming down, and before we even start, it's a brawl.
Yeah, everything's kicking off, and
we start off the match with Seth versus Jay. And Kevin tags in very quickly, and there's a very stiff clothesline from Kevin to Jay. Oh, that had some meat behind it. Yikes. And I just love him going in his face, going, "Where's your dog?" Where's
Yes.
where's your dog Sami
Where's your
Zayn?
dog gone?
Where's your dog? Which, by the way, for people that watch this, if you go to Sami Zayn's Twitter, there's a certain T-shirt, and I want to make awareness to this, and I'll put the link in the description. Sami for Syria. He's done, Pro Wrestling Tees have done a T-shirt with Sami Zayn that is my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, all of the donations from the T-shirt will help Syria and Sami for Syria. Great T-shirt, great cause, just brilliant stuff. So I'll leave the link down there. If you want to get yourself a T-shirt, by all means, I probably will look at getting one myself. But yeah, just incredible. So yeah, and where's your dog? And then we get heels, and I put ads. What is it? Wait, have I missed the ad spot that I wanted?
I can't find where my notes are. I thought I typed them out earlier,
I'm
so I
pretty
haven't got any
sure
notes for this match. I've got the post-match notes.
you got no
of
notes for this
whatever.
match at all.
No, so you'll
Bear
have
with
to
me a
take this one,
second,
mate.
because there's somewhere in here I put ads. Really, there was like a point in the show somewhere where something's happening and we get ads, and I got peed. I don't think I put it down properly. I think I must have buried it. Oh, it was in the Rhea Tozawa. There was like literally kicking off the Rhea Tozawa match, and I was like, ads, why?
Mm-hmm.
So, no notes for this.
No,
So,
no notes.
Seth come back. We get a sling blade from Seth. Big uppercut to Seth, I think. Double cross body from Seth onto the Usos. Looked lovely.
Mm-hmm.
KO is on the top rope, and as he's trying to hit something off the top rope, which is a frog splash, Seth gets took out by a super kick. And Jay kicks out the KO splash. He goes for a swanton bomb after that, and gets knees up to the head. Doesn't hit the swanton. Solo Sikoa is now coming out, and as he gets down to the bottom, well, the OC takes him out actually.
Yeah, it was Gallows and Anderson.
Yes,
recovered, didn't they? And
Solo goes to run into Seth, I think it is, and basically eats post. Then
Seth curb stomped one of the Usos,
yes,
didn't he?
so Seth literally runs over and curb stomps Jay. And then you get Jay on the top rope, Seth over the top rope, which looks beautiful. Oh, so Jay, after a little bit, Jay runs on the top and jumps over the top rope to take people out, and then Seth does the same. Sorry, this is where Solo... Sorry, I messed that up. So Solo Sikoa and OC take him out, then Jay goes over the top rope, Seth goes over the top rope, Solo then goes into the post, in which Seth runs over and curb stomps Jay, and Seth's on the... Yeah, Seth's on the side, just kind of going, yeah, bang, gets hit in the back of the head with a belt. It's Austin Theory. Kevin Owens in the ring, he eats a super kick. He kicks out 2.9. Then got off later.
Some good exchanges here, weren't there? Like KO went for the pop-up power bomb.
Pop-up? No. Yes, wait,
but
what?
It got countered, and then
goes for it again.
Yeah, and hits it that time, didn't he?
And it was a flat-out 1, 2, 3.
I was surprised at this. I didn't think that would pin one of the Usos.
No, I was surprised at this. Like, I've never gone through that quickly, but this match was on all cylinders. It was action everywhere. It was hard to keep up with. And yeah, he hits the pop-up powerbomb to get the 1, 2, 3. I give this a 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
This general was bloody incredible. It's just a pity it wasn't on longer, because I think this was a 15-minute match. No,
I think it was slightly less than that.
It was 10-minute match, but 15 minutes from when it was the entrance.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this was a really good match. Best match of the night, and then for me, close behind it was the Sammy and the AJ one, both of them.
So I give the show a 3.5 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 as well.
Decent show. The last show of 2022, as I said. Next week's Raw is going to be a best of. So what me and Saul might do is we might do a special episode where we basically talk about our best wrestling moments from 2022. Our best Raw of 2022.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than just review a
Yeah.
raw highlight show, especially because they might what they think's good, we might not be that interested in, and it's pointless us just trashing Raw's best moments. It's better for us to sort of say what we thought was good this
Yes.
year. Hmm
Yeah. So we're gonna do our own Raw recap, basically.
hmm
But yeah. So the post match,
hmm
Sami Zayn goes into the ring, stays with Kevin Owens, and tried it. It did not work.
hmm
Sami goes straight out of the ring and bogs off.
Yeah.
That was all. I was expecting Roman Reigns here, you know.
Yeah, I think like because I thought Roman was actually there, but I think that was just like a
Oh yeah.
pre-recorded bit with Paul Heyman and
Yeah.
Roman, especially as he didn't turn up at the end.
I was half expecting Roman to just spear him and then that's it
Hmm
ends. It just ends. But he didn't, unfortunately, which is a bit
No.
upsetting. So the best and worst superstar of the episode.
Um,
I've got my worst, I'll be honest with you.
Worst, we can't really have the crowd, can we?
I mean like, we can, but it's not the
Yeah.
crowd. I'll
Uh,
be honest, it's the ladder match.
yeah, the ladder match. That's but the crowd in relation to that ladder match
Just
is
the
what I was
whole
thinking.
ladder match. Just the whole.
No, not even the ladder match. It's that this entire feud is just.
Okay, yeah. So the ladder match for this episode was bad. For the simple case
Mhm,
of the feud's awful.
mhm,
People don't care about Dexter and don't care about Miz because it's a crap feud or Johnny. Once
mhm,
Reed's now in the mix, he got a dead reaction. He's
mhm,
brilliant. But he got a dead reaction. And I just think one, it's already I won't say buried, but you've already started Bronson Reed on a bad foot here, right?
mhm.
Got to say. Secondly, Dexter's taken a massive hit, and Dexter is loved by the universe. People love
Mhm.
Dexter. You're losing it.
Yeah,
Something's
it's
got to change.
not a good look, is it?
My best superstar of the week, however. Have you got your worst?
Yeah. Well, if we're going like for a real worst superstar, I'd probably, I
Our
suppose we could give it to any of the people that just got beaten up, and
Yeah,
Andre Chase, let's say,
yeah.
because
I mean Cesaro as
he,
well.
yeah, he just laid on the ground, didn't he,
Cesaro got
Andre
beat up by
Chase?
Rhea Ripley.
Hmm
But yeah, the best superstar of the episode.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna have to go for Becky Lynch because
Yeah,
she was super fired up in her match, and she did all the world of wrestling spots and that, and I just loved it.
I'm gonna say Austin Theory again.
Hmm
Look,
Yeah, the promo he did with
yeah,
Seth was
he
great.
is solidifying himself as a star, and I love it.
Hmm
Becky Lynch is probably going to take it this week, but I want to give a special shout out to Austin Theory. Every week he's getting better.
hmm
And also, he cut a promo to Seth that made Seth enraged. That
hmm
actually got to Seth. Like, and it came across. Yes, the crowds go, what, what,
hmm
what? But you're a heel, you're gonna get it, right? It is what it is. But the be all end all was that even with all the what chants, he just overpowered him. It was like,
hmm
look at me, basically. You know, I'm the star, and he's a damn star. You know what I mean? He's a man now. He ain't no dumb kid.
mm
He honestly looks phenomenal. What they've done with the Money in the Bank to now is incredible.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, I'll be honest, it shouldn't have done what it's done. You think, oh, he's going to ruin the Money in the Bank. Ah, that's it, right
hmm
off. It is a statement about Theory, the guy himself behind Austin Theory, to how good he is, to go from the Money in the Bank gimmick
hmm
to straight away basically just turning it over to becoming this man, to becoming a damn good champion, you know, having a bang of a match with Seth Rollins and Bobby. Well, Seth Rollins and separately Bobby and Seth.
Yeah.
Just Austin Theory has made so much progress in so little time. The
Mm.
guy himself is incredible. He's got obviously he's got talent. He is the next John Cena in my
hmm
eyes. I mean, he will never be as over as John Cena.
No.
We can damn well try because he's got the
It could
ability.
be definitely be the heel version of John Cena.
Yeah.
Hmm
To be fair, he already looks it. He's already
Mm.
built like John Cena. He's got promo skills like John Cena.
hmm
And he's damn athletic. He's a lot more athletic than
Yeah.
Austin Theory is definitely a superstar to build around for the
hmm
It's just a pity that they made him look the way he did, and he didn't have a chance against Roman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, put yourself in a. So it's Becky Lynch or Theory for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But guys, I just want to say a massive thank you to still watching. Obviously, this is the last Raw review on this channel. Because come next year, SNL Reviews is where these reviews will be. I will have an announcement in my Discord. I will make it appear on socials. When the channel's created and everything like that.
We'll probably mention it again next week when we do the best bits of availables.
So this is the last review after Raw of the channel. This last review. Next week is mine and Saul's best of Raw 2022. Different synopsis, but still regarding Raw. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that supported so far. Support means the world to me, and like I say, me and Saul are taking this in a further direction by creating a new channel and basically giving a proper platform to this, because it gets lost in my content. And as much as I love doing them, I feel, and Saul feels, that we need to basically have a level playing field.
Yeah, dedicated channel really for the wrestling stuff, don't we?
Yeah, because look, as much as we love doing it, it deserves its own platform. I'll do my content, so I'll do his content, and then we've got a joint account. Not too much for us. We've kind of figured out, haven't we, that we can schedule in here and there. But yes, so this is, again, thank you to everyone for the support. And also thank you to Saul for being on these episodes with me. You know, we
no worries, mate. You know, we talk about this stuff anyway.
We ramble about this
might
constantly.
As well record it. So
I mean, every day it's always something, isn't it? Wrestling related. It's always something.
We'll be picking through Twitter or something, won't we?
Yeah. And look, there's going to be shorts on there. There's going to be content. So the idea is, it's not just going to be wrestling reviews. No. It's going to start off as wrestling reviews. It's the SNL reviews, but that's why we've not put wrestling in there, because lo and behold, as me and Saul like to talk.
Other things.
Yeah. Other reviews might make an appearance. If they might do, they might not. Who knows? The only way to find out is hitting that subscribe button on the channel when it comes available. It's not available yet.
I bet you, if we ever talk about best and worst video game characters, after the last couple of days, you can be able to tell who one of my worst ones is, aren't you?
Well, put it this way. Ronda Rousey in Raid Shadow Legends is the same as Zack in Final Fantasy.
For me.
Both are shit. And on that note, thank you for watching Review After Raw. I am Mr. RammyWooWoo.
And I am AcidicSaul09.
His Twitter is that. Yes, you are. On Twitch, he's AcidicSaul09. On Twitter, he is VickersSaul. His fingers are there below. Make sure you go onto those and go show him support. Thank you guys for watching.
Take it easy.
Peace.